I'm loving LeAnn.
I'm loving LeAnn.
This is the Loving LeAnn coming to you for AEG Radio Network, a Kingdom broadcast. Tonight we're out here doing a little politicking, and we have been here to support our friend, the man in the community that has been doing amazing things before he ever threw his name in a hat, Mr. David Manuel, and we are here at Miss Icy's Kitchen here in Decatur, Georgia. So good evening.
How are you? How are you?
I am well. It's a beautiful night. So many people have come to support you. I waited to the end because I couldn't even get a hold of you. You had so many dignitaries, celebrities.
It was really, I'm still in awe. Judges, mayors, doctors, lawyers, attorneys, some of Dekalb County finest came out to show their support. And so it's just been an overwhelming night.
It has been, and for that, we're just going to get straight to business. One, we know that you're running for District 3 in Dekalb County for the school board seat. What compelled you to run for this seat?
Well, I have a passion for kids, first of all. I have a passion for children. I'm a father. I'm a former educator in the Atlanta public school system. So I'm not only qualified, I'm bona fide to run this position. We need a change in our school system. We got to change the narrative. We got to change the story of how our kids test, how they get educated, and how they're treated. We also got to work with our parents to make sure that we have wraparound services that are really pouring into young people. So that's why I decided to say, you know what, instead of sitting around the table, I need to be at the head of the table to make these decisions.
What does the Board of Education, the board system, what does the school board do?
Well, in this case, this board will also be picking the next superintendent, which is crucial. It's probably the most important thing they'll be able to do is be a huge part of that whole interview process as we pick a superintendent, because the superintendent job is to lead that school. The board is to support the management of that school and the superintendent. So that's one of the things. The other thing is the budget. The budget is so important. How are those resources spent, how are they evaluated, and how are they equally divided in terms of what are the needs are. So the board has a very important job, and you got to have some sort of leadership, passion, and also education behind that to make sure those dollars are spent the right way.
So what does it take to be an effective board member?
Well, like I say, you got to have a passion for children. Also, you need to work across the board with other board members to get the job done. Also, you really got to understand the dynamic between the educator and also our best product, which is our children. Because I've been an educator, because my kids have grown up in public school, I'm a graduate of a public school. I understand the difference. I'm also a graduate from a private school, so I understand the balance and the dynamic of each. You need someone who has enough experience, but also someone with some management background, because part of being on the board is you have to manage the environment, you have to manage the budget, and you got to manage the situation, because each school has their own unique problems, and you got to be able to be creative enough to understand what works for one might not work as much for the other. So what everybody needs to understand is this is the most important election that we're going to have this year. Everybody is always thinking about November 2nd. That's a voting date. No, it's May 19th. And that's a date that's not significant to most people. May 19th will come and gone, and people will say, I went to work all day, I went to the mall, whatever that looks like. They're going to forget unless we do something now about it. May 19th should be the most important date on your calendar, because that's the day that we vote on the future of our children. There's no more important election than May 19th and the school board, because those are our babies. And if we don't start, you know, our kids are 20% of our population, but 100% of our future. If we don't start taking stock in what we must do, and the only thing we must do is cast a vote on May 19th, take people with you, carpool, whatever that does. Get them to that poll so they can make a decision on the life of a child.
I'm loving LeAnn.
I'm loving LeAnn.